technique right here I really like to do. So like that's a choke, and the another one that's like an arm bar. And then one start right here on the regular side control. And then usually these people right here has the elbow underneath my belly. That's really annoying to have this. And then what I want to try to do, I want to change my position. I want to dive my knee all the way deep on his head. I want to control his elbow, and then from here, I want to come back on my knee. So once I have this, I want to hold his head and keep holding him nice and tight. So from this point, I want to drive my knee a little bit further behind his shoulder, and then I want to let it go my grip, and then from here start placing my knee on his belly. From this side, I start using my elbow to drive his hand towards to my hips, and then from here start laying on the mat, and I want to bring him with me. He most likely is going to attack, but it's not enough. So what I want to try to do, I want to try pinch my knees on his shoulder, and this lower I start falling down. He's going to attack with a bar. It's really tight and bar on the side mount control. So one more time. Are you okay?
Yeah.
So what I want to try to do, I want to shift my side. I want to trap his elbow and control. I want to come back on my knees, make sure my knee is going to be really deep on his head, and I want to place my knee on the mat. So from here, start getting my side control tight, and I want to try to drive my knee a little bit further behind his shoulder and behind his head. So from here, let it go, and then my elbow is still trapping his elbow a little bit like that. Another hand I want to put on the mat, and then start to push up, and I want to bring my knee right close to the shoulder. And then once I start falling, I start bringing his shoulder with me. I want to pinch my two knees on top of his shoulder. So the tightness right here is going to be really hard. When they start falling down, he's going to turn. So if your people is going to be a little more flexible, I can go all the way down, making him tap right here, or eventually I can shift to the side control and finish on the regular armbar. Are you okay?
Yes, sir.
So the second technique is going to be pretty much the same, but what I want to try to do, I want to isolate this elbow right here. I want to come back, and instead I go underneath his neck. Right now I want to go around, and then I want to shift my hand. So from here I want to switch my head all the way sideways, and I want to get my elbow really deep on the neck, and then from there I start sprawling and you walk back. So my hands control his shoulder, and then my shoulder right here starts squeezing his neck. He's going to tap. So that's another really tight technique. So when I hold right here on his neck, my shoulder making the pressure to make him tap. Are you okay? So one more time. So what? Yeah.
Is that a shoulder cramp too?
No, just like on the neck.
My shoulder was killing me. I was choking.
Yeah.
My shoulder was killing me.
So from here, I want to get the side control. I want to shift. I'm going to isolate his arm. So once I come back on my knees, my hand starts to go over his neck. And I want to kind of trap his head right here. And then come back on the knees. So this hand, I need to bring it to the opposite side, right on his side. And then from here, I want to bring my hand. So another thing is really important you guys cannot see. So when I make that grip on his neck, my hand goes right here on his pit. So that's the way I keep holding him really tight. And then this hand I can hold my hand, or even I can keep my elbow controlling his elbow. And then from here, I start just sprawling and then squeezing, then driving my shoulder all the way through to the neck, and then waiting for him to tap. That's a really strong side control choke. All right? Thank you. High five.